This is where it begins, from the newsroom to the field. Nas?
As you can see behind me, it's pandemonium here in Mafikeng. The masses are trying to break the hold of the police to go into these shops and possibly loot.
Mining is our main focus, so is agriculture and many other sectors. We often get into difficult situations.
Even during the vaccination drive, we have never faltered.
We are in every village, town and city.
Students here have even changed the catchphrase of my meeting.
We are SABC.
Short-term insurance player Santam has released a set of robust financial results for their first half. For the 6 months ended June 2021, the company reported a 5% growth in gross written premiums, a net underwriting margin of 6.7% for conventional insurance, which was markedly up on the 4.3% achieved in 2020. The insurer says headline earnings rose by 30%, coming in at 863 cents a share, with shareholders getting a dividend of 432 cents or 4 Rand 32 cents a share. Well, to unpack the numbers for us, I'm joined by Hennie Nel. He's the Chief Financial Officer at Santam. Thank you very much, Hennie, for joining us. Now, your metrics show a marked improvement on your experience last year, where, of course, you were having to deal with the immediate impacts of COVID-19. What do you attribute to the improvement in your numbers?
Yes, it was really, thanks, good afternoon. It was really part of the improvement mainly is due to the fact that we haven't had the repeat of those COVID-related claims that we booked in 2020, but also much more normalized claims environment, specifically on the motor book that we've experienced in this period. So we've had lower motor profits, but significantly better property profits because not having the repeat of the CBI claims from previous year.
Now, we know the issue of contingent business interruption caused a lot of anxiety, and there were court hearings around the situation and so on. Just elaborate for us what's been happening in that regard. And I see that you've paid out some 1.7 billion rand in claims.
Yes, it's a key focus in the area. We started paying claims in January 2021, and a big focus was to make sure that we get from clients the right information in order to process and pay claims. And we've had a big push in the last two months to get that. And I think we've made very good progress. So we're now trying to settle these claims as quickly as possible, and in order to make sure that we also make sure that the clients who's got the cover get paid within a very good period of time.
So overall, you've reported gross written premiums rising by 5%, but in your markets outside of South Africa, you saw growth in that regard of around 19%, which is quite substantial. Just give us a flavour of what's happening in those other regions, and also give us a sense of your revenue proportions for your South African market vis-a-vis your other markets.
Yes, but outside South Africa, we write mainly specialist business and reinsurance business. And both those we've done very well. In the African continent, specifically our engineering business has been able to grow fast in Africa. And then outside Africa, our reinsurance business has also shown very good growth. We are a very small player in the international reinsurance market. So the opportunities to grow and taking sort of small lines of businesses is still very, very interesting for us. And we've been able to grow well in that area. In South Africa, it's a lot tougher. We currently write about 80% of our business in South Africa, 20% coming from outside South Africa. And in South Africa, the My Way business has grown well. So there we've achieved growth of about 11%. But the intermediate business has shown positive growth, but still a lot more under pressure, given the tough economic environment.
Indeed. Well, speaking of that tough economic environment, how do you see the prospects of the business as we go towards the end of the year and even going into 2022?
Now, there's a big focus in the business to find opportunities for growth. So we're looking at new markets. We're looking at ways to make our business more efficient and get business out in a different way, say, for example, through a digital channel. and with partnerships with non-financial businesses. So all those things are very much top of mind for us to make sure we achieve growth. I think growth is currently the really big issue for us. But as a business, we also would always want to make underwriting profits also. So you can't just grow at the expense of profitability to find that fine balance. But that's the really core part of our strategy, and that will be the big focus for the rest of this year.
Super. Hennie, thank you very much for your time, sir. That was Hennie Nel. He's the Chief Financial Officer at Santam.